Previously, on Eternal Blade Manga, we followed Emerald as she ventured outside the safety of the Forbidden Forest and came to the aid of Killian, a mysterious newcomer. Facing off against the deadly Equinoid beasts, Emerald's precision and skills saved Killian from certain doom, but the threat didn't end there. The beasts evolved mid-battle, forcing them into a hasty retreat, and just as they thought they were in the clear, the darkness seemed to grow stronger. That brings us to part 2 of today's video. Let's go, you! We cut to a scene in the Lightwalker camp, where it seems a village has been fully established within the Forbidden Forest. The structures is something almost city-like. The architectural style strongly reminds me of Konoha village from Naruto. This tells us that the resettlement for the Lightwalker clan efforts are paying off. What was once a struggling clan is now thriving in their hidden sanctuary. It's truly a testament to Malaya's leadership and the resilience of the women Lightwalkers. Here, we're introduced to a few new characters. The woman in the foreground could very well be Umi, who serves as a sister-like figure to Emerald. And right next to her, we see a little boy. Although the boy doesn't have any dialogue or specific scenes dedicated to him, I can't shake the feeling that the writer might be hiding something here. Could he be related to Umi? Or perhaps is he Emerald's little brother? I'm just guessing here, but the way he's subtly placed in the background feels deliberate, as if there's more to his story than meets the eye. Another key detail in this scene is the mysterious lion-like creature. This little creature was first introduced in the Rise of the Women Lightwalkers NFT collection. Check out Emerald's NFT, where we first caught a glimpse of this cute yet mysterious companion. Could this creature have deeper ties to the Forbidden Forest? Time will tell, but it's certainly intriguing. Umi was quick to notice someone approaching. The figure's sandals lightly tapped the ground, and as they stepped forward, it became clear who it was. Malaya, for the first time in this chapter, entered the bustling market street. She appeared calm but carried a subtle weight in her expression, hinting at her inner worries. Umi greeted her with a smile. As they exchanged pleasantries, Malaya's stern expression shifted, if only for a moment, to one of warmth. She returned Umi's greeting with grace. Being the leader of the women warriors has clearly taken its toll on Malaya. I imagine she always puts on a brave face for the others, holding her own fears and concerns at bay. Deep down though, the constant pressure must weigh heavily on her, responsible for the safety of the entire Lightwalker village, and burdened with the memories of Lux. Malaya surely holds on to hope that one day Lux and her will reunite, despite the countless trials they face. In this panel, Umi is so thrilled to see Malaya that she eagerly embraces her in a hug. After a brief moment of lightheartedness, Malaya asks about Emerald as she was not with Umi. Malaya has noticed her absence, as Emerald had already left for her morning training, likely off to practice her hunting skills before anyone else had risen. It's becoming a habit for her, quietly slipping away before dawn. Umi shakes her head and replies with a knowing smile that Emerald is always getting herself into mischief. She reassures Malaya that Emerald will turn up eventually, as she always does. I find it a bit puzzling why Umi would say that Emerald is constantly causing trouble. Maybe it's because Emerald has a habit of sneaking out and exploring beyond the boundaries of the Forbidden Forest, always pushing against the rules. Malaya lets out a long sigh, clearly worried, but Umi just laughs it off, trying to lighten the mood. Seeing Malaya's concerned expression, Umi decides to take matters into her own hands. She offers to check the armory for Emerald's bow, thinking it might give them a clue to her whereabouts. Malaya agrees and sends Umi on her way, while she continues searching the village herself. Malaya mumbles to herself, hinting that today may be a special day for Malaya or Emerald. Who knows, perhaps it's Malaya's birthday, though she seems the type to keep such things to herself. This quiet reflection is fleeting, however, as her thoughts are suddenly interrupted by a thunderous roar that reverberates through the village, shaking the very ground beneath her feet. Malaya freezes. She knows that roar all too well. It's unmistakable, the chilling sound of an Equinoid. Not just any roar, but the one heard earlier, the beast's evolution. It echoes from over the hill, deep in the woods, signaling that danger is closer than ever. We return to Emerald and Killian as they sprint deeper into the Forbidden Forest. The trees tower over them, casting long, shadowy fingers across their path. The forest itself feels alive, an ancient being that watches every step they take. Here's a quick bit of lore about the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest is a magical forest that acts as a single organism. The trees speak to one another and shift their formations in response to any humans that try to enter. The animals have their own common language and are wary of humans. Beautiful vegetation can become deadly if the forest feels threatened. Trailing behind Emerald, Killian's senses are sharp. He's quick to notice the subtle shifts. The trees seem to move, blocking their path and closing in. It's as if the forest itself knows they shouldn't be here, that their presence has upset the natural order. Killian's eyes dart from branch to branch, but Emerald doesn't slow down, her focus unshaken. The Forbidden Forest is dangerous, yes, but Emerald must have been familiar to such danger before, though Killian can't help but feel otherwise. Once again, Killian's sharp instincts prove invaluable. His heightened senses pick up on something. He comes to an abrupt stop, his eyes narrowing as the forest shifts before them. The trees themselves seem to spawn deadly thorns, intertwining to form a menacing wall. It's as if the forest, now fully aware of their presence, has decided they are no longer welcome. Killian's mind races. The forest isn't just reacting, it's trying to stop them. The thorny barricade is no ordinary vegetation. Each spine seems alive with intent, twitching and writhing as though sensing their next move. And then, suddenly, the thorns shift again, this time with violent intent, curling inward as though ready to strike. Killian doesn't hesitate. His body tenses as he senses the immediate danger. "Emerald, run!" he shouts, his voice sharp with urgency. Killian's breath catches, there's no time. In a flash, he reveals his true speed, his form blurring as he dashes toward Emerald, his focus solely on reaching her before the forest can. In that moment, his natural instincts take over, moving faster than even he thought possible, driven by the need to protect her. Emerald seems to drift into a trance-like state. Ignoring the deadly thorns inching toward her, she slowly raises her arm, her movements smooth and deliberate, as though being guided by some power. Killian barely manages to dodge the thorns as they twist toward them, but something strange is happening. The sharp, hostile roots are no longer targeting him, they're fixated on Emerald. Just when it seems the thorns will pierce her, Emerald's eyes flash with a brilliant glow. It's a blinding light, intense and powerful, radiating outward from her. For a split second, the forest pauses, the vines and thorns suspended mid-strike, as though suddenly recognizing the presence of her light. The roots begin to withdraw, curling back slowly, as if in reverence. The forest, once hostile, retreats in the presence of the light, acknowledging that Emerald is not an intruder. Killian stood in awe as he watched the once deadly roots retreat from Emerald's presence. The living forest, the radiant light, the unnatural calm, it was all coming together. In the back of his mind, fragments of old stories began to surface. Bedtime stories spun by tired travelers, or perhaps myths he'd overheard on his many journeys. The legend of the Light Walker clan warriors bound to protect the ancient power. But standing here, watching Emerald control the Forbidden Forest, he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more truth to those stories than he had ever imagined. His gaze shifted to Emerald, glowing with untapped power, and suddenly the pieces began to align. What was her connection to these myths? Could she be the one these stories foretold? Killian couldn't help but feel a pull toward this mystery, something about her power and the legend of the Lightwalkers that kept him wanting more. Emerald turned around, catching Killian staring at her. His wide-eyed expression gave away more than he'd like. "Did such a thing happen to you too? Checking on girls? Creepy?" Emerald reveals a smirk without replying him, while Killian, still trying to process everything, blurted out in disbelief, "Are you a Lightwalker?" She turned, stepping through the opening the thorns had created, as if this ancient, dangerous forest was nothing more than an obedient servant. Killian scrambled after her, still piecing everything together, while also trying to avoid getting grabbed by the creepy thorns. As he jogged to catch up, his mind raced with questions. Questions many of us have too. What was Emerald truly capable of? And more importantly, what's Killian's motives coming to this place? What an incredible opening to the first 30 pages of Eternal Blade Chapter 1. It's packed with action, lore, mystery. The introduction of characters like Emerald, Killian, and the evolving threats of the Equinoi and Forbidden Forest immediately draw us into the Baransu realm, making us crave more answers and more adventure. And with such a dynamic start, it's clear this journey has only just begun. I can't wait to see what unfolds next. To wrap things up, let's circle back to the title, Oracle. An oracle typically represents a source of divine wisdom, guidance, or prophecy, often revealing critical information that alters the course of events. In the context of Eternal Blade, it's likely hinting at something deeper, perhaps a key to understanding Emerald's journey and her true destiny. And that brings us back to the title. Could Emerald be on her way to find the Oracle? Is she seeking someone or something that holds the wisdom she needs to fully understand her powers? From what was hinted at in the story, Emerald's next stop seems to be the upper mountains to seek the Montes giants, legendary beings known for their wisdom. Only a few in great need of wisdom have trekked the upper mountains to seek their counsel with trembling. This could be where Emerald's journey truly begins, and who knows, maybe it's also where we'll meet the character Grummel, a figure on the cover page. He may offer her the insight or guidance she needs to continue her quest. And there you have it, our breakdown of Eternal Blade Chapter 1, first 30 pages. We've journeyed through the Oracle's foreshadowing, witnessed Emerald's daring rescue of Killian from the Equinoi, and watched as the mysterious powers of the Lightwalkers began to reveal themselves. The action and intrigue kicked off right from the start, pulling us deeper into this fascinating world of prophecy, light, and darkness. We've only scratched the surface of what's to come. With the next chapters, we'll dive even deeper into the legend of the Eternal Blade, the forces shaping Baransu, and the critical role Emerald is destined to play. What comes next? Who or what is the Oracle? What new trials await Emerald as she ventures toward the Montes giants? And how will Killian's true motives change their path? These are just a few of the burning questions that will be answered in future reveals. Stay tuned, because the world of Eternal Blade is only just beginning to open up.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe for everything and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next reveal. Click here to watch the breakdown of Eternal Blade Manga Part 1, and click here to listen to Chill Vibes Sensei Lux while you read the manga again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next one. You!